I've spent my whole life working in mental health in one way or another. But my interest in it first started when I was really young. I grew up with three sisters. My middle sister Jessica has Down syndrome, and it had a really big impact on me growing up with someone who saw the world differently and was treated differently by the world. Fast forward about 20 odd years and I was doing my first degree, which is in classical music, and I was a volunteer Samaritan. I really enjoyed that role, and when I graduated I started working as a frontline support worker for the mental health charity Mind across a range of their services supporting people with enduring mental ill health. From that experience I realised I wanted to go back and study psychology, so I did an accelerated degree in psychology, a diploma, and then a doctorate in clinical psychology before going into the NHS and leading health teams there, and also lecturing at universities like UCL and King's College London. I've seen so many wonderful things in my years of working in mental health, but primarily I've been left with a feeling of frustration. In fact, three frustrations. The first is that I've never met anyone at the right time on their journey towards mental ill health. The second frustration is I think it is too difficult for people to access the care they need to look after their mental health, which is strange given we live in a digital world where we can access any information at the touch of a screen. We should have that level of access to the information we need to look after our mental health. But the third frustration is that we don't focus on prevention, which is astonishing really, given that we all are so good at brushing our teeth twice a day, spending probably between 4 and 6 minutes looking after our teeth, but our minds and our brains are obviously so much more complex and need the same level of nurturing. It was those three frustrations that led me to leave the NHS almost 3 years ago now to be one of the co-founders of Unmind, to create a digital platform that would be available to people 24/7 to look after their mental health proactively, making sure they get the right care at the right time. I think technology has enormous capacity to help us in providing the right care at the right time to people for their mental health. The reality is that there are an awful lot of people in the world today, and no matter how much we invest in the traditional treatment around mental health, there is never going to be enough resource. What digital enables us to do is to provide a scalable, affordable platform to people around the world that's personalized to their unique needs. I think the most exciting thing about mental health that's often not talked about is that mental health is, in our opinion, at Unmind, the number one thing about being a human being. It's what allows us to think, to be creative, to problem solve, to dream, to feel all the emotions that we feel in our lives that make life so worth living. It's the best thing about being a human being. And I think that's incredibly exciting that we have mental health from the moment we're born to the moment we die. For our whole life, we have this amazing, amazing area of our health, and it needs an awful lot of love and attention and care through that time. So from day one with Unmind, we've always had one thing in our heads, which is to become the global leader in organizational mental health, to make sure that every person in every organization around the world is able to access our platform, ensuring they get the right care at the right time.